You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
I'm back. Rudrance for Black and White Sports. We're going to talk about who else? Antonio Brown. He's been burning up social media and the NFL news cycle for one full freaking week. I mean, we got like almost 1.1 million views the last week, and I swear 800,000 of them are Antonio Brown. Pretty remarkable, unbelievable. And a lot of different pundits out there have come out talking about Antonio Brown, his antics from last Sunday, his antics taking shots at Tom Brady, and just overall acting like a complete and utter knucklehead. Believe it or not, a knucklehead that will most likely get another NFL job. It seems that when it comes to morality and value sets in the NFL, they're not non-existent as long as you can ball. Let's be real. Okay? It's not exactly a morality sport of any sort. We've seen that time and time and time again. Well, enter Undisputed's Shannon Sharpe, because he said something very interesting, and it's something that we have seen, let's just be honest, since Fentanyl Floyd happened, it's something we have seen with a lot of black athletes. The media, the mainstream media, giving athletes a pass. One of the most glaring examples is Deshaun Watson, with almost no mainstream media coverage, despite allegedly being accused of some very, very nefarious activities with 24 women? Well, it's happening here with Antonio Brown, too. Shannon Sharpe, I got to give him credit this time. He's keeping it real. Shannon Sharpe destroys Antonio Brown for his outburst. People are giving him a pass because he's black. Very interesting. This is where we are now in the mainstream media. We know that Antonio Brown became the ultimate distraction for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at an inopportune time, but according to Fox Sports host Shannon Sharpe, the banished wide receiver is getting an unwarranted pass. A lot of people are giving him a pass because he's black. Let's be all the way real. Sharpe claimed defiantly on Undisputed, quote, "None of the black Buccaneer players can come out and say what Bruce Arians said is true, because they're going to get labeled a Uncle Tom. They're going to get called a coon, because now, you're a slave to the white man, but I don't care." Sunday afternoon, Brown's tenure with Tampa came to an end when he stripped off his uniform and paraded into the locker room during the third quarter of the game against the Jets. According to Brown, he left the field because he was injured. According to the Bucs and their head coach, Bruce Arians, Brown's outburst came over a lack of targets. One thing that remains consistent, most critics continue to cite concern that mental health is an issue for the wide receiver. Stop that nonsense. Come on. Let's quit giving an excuse for bad behavior and blaming it on CTE or mental health. Quote, "I believe Antonio Brown reacted the way he did not because of his ankle was injured, but because he wasn't going to get the targets he needed to get incentives he needed," Sharpe said. Despite concern for Brown's mental health from his former teammates, many media pundits, the wide receiver's agent and lawyers claim that's not what led to the outburst. Throughout his career, Brown saw tenures in Pittsburgh, Oakland, New England, and now Tampa Bay in unceremoniously. Whether it's recording a coach in the locker room, leaking private conversations, outside legal battles, or storming off the field mid-game, unceremonious endings have largely been self-inflicted. Quote, "There's nothing different about Antonio Brown over the last 6 years. The only difference is we got to see how he's been acting behind the scenes. We saw it publicly." Yeah, I mean, we found out after he went to Oakland, that Mike Tomlin had been covering up all kinds of things in the Steelers locker room all these years about Antonio Brown. The guy is insanely talented. Insanely talented. And that's why he keeps getting a second chance and a third chance and a fourth chance and probably a fifth chance eventually. But he believes he can act any kind of way. He's out of his mind if he thinks he would have gotten a ring without Tom Brady. I could not believe he threw the GOAT under the bus. This guy's a complete loser, puts his team at risk by laying down with a skank the night before his NFL game last week. I mean, it's ridiculous, and Shannon Sharpe's right. Unfortunately, the times we are in, because Antonio Brown is black, the mainstream media is starting to try to find all their appropriate excuses for Antonio Brown's behavior. Why? Because it doesn't fit their narrative. We know how this works. We've seen it over and over again. It doesn't fit the mainstream media's narrative, so they're not going to cover it. Not in the way that they should appropriately cover it. Make sure you hit subscribe because you know we will. Shannon Sharpe's right. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.